A very bright good morning to all my listeners all over the world. This is Diamond Hills Media. Thanks so much for your support, for stopping by our channels and checking us out and for your feedbacks. So, once again, we are back at our topic. Like we used to say, we are marble constant, no rigmaroling, no shifting of ground, no compromise on actualization of Yoruba nation will stand. And nothing is changing us. That is what we are. That is who we are. And that is what we are going to be going forward. We are marble constant, no mincing word. We hit the nail on the head, irrespective of whose ox is God. Okay, now we are going to be considering 5 reasons why Yoruba nation is sacrosanct, why we must not compromise on the actualization of a Yoruba nation, why our continuous staying, being a part of the Nigerian project is a colossal waste of time, colossal waste of space, colossal waste of resources, enormous waste of destiny, which God Himself is not happy with or about. All right. Look, first of all, the Nigerian project has crash landed and is beyond redemption. Even the blind can see that it can never work. With the event of the last few weeks, few months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years now, with the Fulani herdsmen, with the wastage of our resources on insurgents fight, needless fighting of Boko Haram, fighting of bandits. These are man-made problems. These people, these Hausa Fulani, created this problem for themselves to serve as a conduit pipe to siphon our resources, to waste our resources. So, Nigerian project is finished. It can never work. You can bring anybody to run Nigeria with that 1999 constitution. It can never make any progress. Why is it a lot of security challenges? Because the governors have no control of their security architecture. They rely on some idiots in Abuja before they can govern their state. And they deliberately made it so, not as if these are not rocket science, so they plan it to fail with their 1999 constitution. And beyond that, thinking backwards since 1960, that is their plan, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So if you think you want to live as a human being, think beyond Nigeria. Think out of the box. Think out of the box. You're already boxed in Nigeria. If you want to see the light of the day, you have to come out of this box and be who God has created you to be. Yoruba is what you are, and you have to be Yoruba. That is it. It's as simple as ABC. Okay, so that is number 1 point. Nigeria is destroyed beyond redemption. For the Hausa Fulani that want to live in the forest, it's okay. But the people that don't have ambition, no drive, no dream, no plan for future, just to eat, sleep, rape anybody they want to rape, yeah, it's okay for them. But for us, Yorubas, we went to primary school, secondary school, university, masters, even PhD, only for us to be Okada rider. No, We have a better things doing with our lives, so staying back in Nigeria will never be acceptable. Okay, that's number one point. The second point, the Fulanis that are scattering, disrupting this country, leading this country, unfortunately, they lack the cognitive ability to reason normally. They will remain barbaric till the next 1,000 years. Nothing is changing it. Meaning, our progress, our fulfillment are tied to their ill-fated destiny and barbaric outlook in life. That means our destiny is tied down to their limited cognitive ability and their barbaric outlook about life. That's the second point. It will never work. Okay, now we move to the third point. Hausa Fulani ab initio never wanted independence. So, to them, Igbo and Yoruba are too advanced and intelligent. That's why they try everything possible to conquer their inferiority complex through killing of the Southerner, both in the Nigerian military establishment or physically in the forest and on the street, in the bushes, on our farmstead. You understand? They are not ready for a modern nation state. They are not ready for nationhood and nation building. So it's like we are just forcing them to be modern. They want to remain archaic. They want to remain naive. They want to remain what they are. But we are creating problem for them, asking for democracy, asking for good life, asking for electricity, asking for good road, asking for good health facility, asking for security. All these things mean nothing to them. The life of human being doesn't count to them. If you go and listen, one of the Meiti Allah top shot said it last time that the life of one cow is equivalent to the life of 1,000 human beings or 100 human beings. He said it. And these are the people we are pitching our tent with. These are the people we are pitching our tent with. These are the people we are calling our neighbor. We are calling them our fellow compatriots. We want to answer the same surname with these people. It's better Yorubas wake up. The earlier the better. So I advise you, speak Yoruba, think Yoruba, breathe Yoruba, display Yoruba. In that lies our strength and fulfillment. There is no other way about it. There is no two-way. No two-way about it. Okay, now I think I've mentioned 4 points. You understand? Okay, I've mentioned 3 points. Okay, so the number 4 point now, they specifically hide under the 1999 Constitution, designed by them to cripple Yoruba's growth and corner our resources and take every security advantage away from us. Imagine they call a governor chief security officer of the state, but unfortunately, this chief security officer have no resources, have no facility, have no personnel with which he can secure the state. That is what led, out of frustration. State police, no. Constitutional reform, no. Resource control, no. Restructuring, no. The Hausas have to dictate the pace, despite the fact that the resources with which they are running the country comes from us. This is not acceptable. This will never be accepted. All right? Okay, now I've mentioned 4 points. Nigeria is destroyed beyond redemption. Fulanis lack the cognitive ability, second one. Third one, they were never ready for independence in the first place. It's like we are forcing it on them. They don't want it. They don't want to grow. They want to remain the way they are, and they want to keep everybody at the same spot. And they have the 1990 Constitution with which to keep everybody in bondage, held everybody to ransom. That 1999 constitution. That is why they hold it dearly to their chest. They don't want nobody to touch it. Buhari has said nobody in this life will touch it. He has nothing to do with that document. He doesn't want anything to touch that document. It's like a baby. Oh, my sweetheart, come. That is the conduit pipe with which they take away all our resources and security advantage. Do you understand it? So I've mentioned the 4 points. Now we go to the fifth point. And we are going to dwell more on this 5th point because that is the crux of the matter. Okay. There is a deliberate action plan. There is a deliberate action plan to make sure nobody with real competence and proven cognitive ability from the southern parts, especially the Yorubas, come close to the Nigerian presidency. These are backed with fact and figures. That was the brain behind the sinister and satanic 1992 crashing of the military aircraft in Ejigbo, Lagos, the one they call Ejigbo plane crash. This Ejigbo plane crash is not just ordinary plane crash. This particular aircraft has 4 engines. Schackles C-130. Schackles C-130. How can 4 engines fail at the same time? In this plane, there were 146 officers. Majority of them are Yoruba officers, Southern officers, from the rank of lieutenant colonel, major. You understand it? They were officers, brilliant officers, trained with Nigerian money, trained with our petrol money, trained with the money from the seaport. They train them everywhere. But because of the ambition of one man to perpetuate himself in power, that never do good man, they kill all of them. And at the end of the day, this same man stay in office for 8 years and mess up the whole country. At the end of the day, they kill a Yoruba man, Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. That is their way of saying, thank you for giving us the chance to serve you for 8 years, for wasting your resources, keeping our destiny down, wasting our space, wasting our time. They kill Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola after wasting the brilliant officers in that plane. And the funniest thing, these people, they don't care. They don't care about the name of Nigeria. They don't care about international repute. They don't care about integrity. There were not only Nigerians in that plane. There were 5 Ghanaian, 1 Tanzanian, 1 Zimbabwean, 1 Uganda military officers that came to Nigeria for training, for military education in the Defense Academy. They wasted all of them so that these characters, Sani Abacha, Babangida, can perpetuate themselves in power. They wasted Yoruba citizens. They wasted Benin people, Igbo people, Calabar people. I checked through. I have the list here with me. I have their names here. Only time will fail us. We can't go through that list now. I have the list in front of me here in the studio. I have the list. 146 brilliant officers. Majority of them, I have more than 50 Yoruba names in this list. More than 50 Yoruba names there. Igbo names, Calabar names, Benin name, and some Middle Belt names. You understand it? I didn't see any core Hausa Fulani name in this list. They wasted them so that they can kill our development, so that no Yoruba man can come close to becoming an end of state. It's a deliberate attempt. You understand? Okay. So that was one of the reasons for that plane crash. And the funniest thing, after that plane crash, no probe, no investigation, Nobody cared. No compensation for the family, for the bereaved family, for the wives and the children of those officers. Till today, Nigeria. If you want to remain, you can move to Sokoto and any Yoruba that want to remain in Nigeria, no problem. You can relocate to Kano and begin to be a Yoruba there. Begin to continue your life with them. But we are rescuing our land from the hands of the criminals. So, majority of the officers there are Yoruba, young, brilliant, elite officers. The son of one of them, the son of one of those wasted officers, was my junior friend in the university. He narrated their harrowing experiences to me. He narrated everything to me. This thing happened in 1992. And we met in the university in 1996 or 1997. This boy told me everything. How he lost his father. His father was a major that time in the military. Majority of the officers there are Yoruba, young, brilliant, elite officers. You see? Okay. That was the reason why all the Fulanis, both in the military, religious circles, and traditional institutions, resisted vehemently that Moshood Olawale Abiola should not be sworn in as Nigerian president. They tortured him, humiliated him, broke his spirit, and killed him. They knew quite well his pedigree. They knew what he was capable of doing. They knew after 8 years in office of Moshood Abiola, nobody will allow any incompetent Fulani to come close to Nigerian presidency again after seeing what this man could have done for Nigeria. So you understand this? They know after 8 years, Fulani will have no chance of coming close to State House anymore. Abiola should have moved Nigeria out of the third world to second or first world. Look at Rwanda today. Just one competent and willing man has worked with others to rescue his land from the valley of defeat and near extinction, now to the mountaintop of victory, global reckoning, and economic prosperity. It was one of those reasons they toppled Tunde Idiagbon. They toppled Tunde Idiagbon that time. Tunde Idiagbon and Buhari. Forget Buhari. Tunde Idiagbon was the man at the driver's seat. Forget Buhari. Buhari has been like this all his life. It was one of those reasons they toppled Tunde Idiagbon, another brilliant and competent Yoruba son. He was taking Nigeria to a level that the Fulani were not comfortable with. He was taking Nigeria to a level that the Fulanis were not comfortable with. You understand? He was taking Nigeria to the level the Fulanis were not comfortable with. Some of you may be saying, but another Yoruba son supported the coup. But that was just by the way. The real reason. That was just by the way. It was just opportunity meet provision or provision met opportunity. That was just by the way. The real reason why Tunde Idiagbon government was toppled was that a Yoruba boy is taking Nigeria to a level beyond Hausa Fulani comprehension, and they had to stop them at all costs. If this Hausa Fulani element had wanted Nigeria to grow and matter in the Committee of Nations, why did they block and oppose Chief Obafemi Awolowo so vigorously? They knew he has competence as displayed in his governance of Western Nigeria, but they were so afraid and scared. They jailed him to keep him out of circulation. His wisdom gave General Gowon most of the sources he had in his government. In other climes, people like Awolowo should be begged and encouraged to pilot the affair of their state. This man put himself forward, fought for this leadership spot, but was denied on various occasions. They prefer Shehu Shagari. I think a grade 2 teacher or something like this, so daft and bereft of idea, like his brother Buhari. And the country is still bleeding from such big mistakes, such big blunders, and wrong choice till today. The country is still bleeding. The country is still bleeding. See them. The country is still bleeding from such mistakes. So it is now pertinent for the Yorubas to deploy all their skills, wisdom, and their God-given technocratic gift that Nigerians are so much afraid of. We have to deploy all these gifts now to develop our own place and live in peace. Yorubas, based on their economic intelligence and leadership prowess, plus their natural resources, have nothing doing with poverty, not to talk of belonging to a third world country. To round it off today, Yorubas have what it takes to be an industrial and technological hub. We have the ability to feed ourselves and become an exporter of both food and cash crop. Food and cash crop. Even processed commodity, processed product. We have the capacity to process it and export it. We are strong enough to defend our territorial integrity. We are mentally wired to become an economic wonder of the 21st century. Come to think of it, despite all these man-made inhibition and prohibitions, we are still able to make it this far. Look at what has become of our movie industry today, Nollywood. I'm telling you, what they call Nollywood today, I will tell you, is Yoruba wood. Go and look at it. Go and see which film is selling now, the world over. The Nollywood is best in Africa and third in the whole world. Look, Yoruba boys are now the dominant stars in sport all over the world, especially boxing, combat sport, UFC, boxing itself, K1. Yoruba boys are everywhere. I will not mention their name now, but the time is coming, we'll showcase all this for the world to see. 6 Yoruba sons and daughters are Grammy Award winners. Most of the best airports in the world today are owned and managed by a Yoruba son. I will not mention his name. Time will fail me to continue on and on to be reeling out what Yoruba's children, sons and daughters are making, their impact all over the world. And this impact, they can come home and repeat the same thing and replicate it in Yoruba land for us. All this was achieved, and we are still achieving them without any single government support. One of the best surgeons in the world doing record-breaking feats all over the world are Yoruba people. Go to Silicon Valley in the United States, our sons and daughters are doing great things in cutting-edge informatic exploits. Cutting-edge informatic exploits. Why must we now neglect all these great abilities and be playing a second fiddle in a dead and stinking Nigerian project? In a dead and stinking Nigerian project. In a dead and stinking Nigerian project. Raise your head up and grab Yoruba land with 2 hands and see what happens within 5 years of a Yoruba Republic. We have the blueprint of how to run a medical facility, how to run health industry, health sector with insurance. Either you have money, you don't have money, you will get quality health care. It doesn't matter if you are a millionaire, it doesn't matter who you are, everybody will get equal treatment at 5-star medical facilities that will be built all over Yoruba land. Either you have money, you don't have money, everything will still be in place. Okay? So raise your head up, grab Yoruba land with 2 hands, and see what happens within 5 years of a Yoruba Republic. We have the blueprint, we have the competence, we have the human capital, we have the resources to be the greatest black race on the earth's surface. Are you going to stand in the way of this progress and great awakening? Because one idiot want to be president of Nigeria? Anyone that want to be president of Nigeria is free. Move to Nigeria. Move to Sokoto, move to Kano, move to Maiduguri, and contest for their presidency there. If you win, good luck to you, no problem. But leave Yoruba land for us. Let us build our country. We've suffered enough. Let's build let's build the remaining of our lives. Let's rise up from the ashes and build a great nation. God has destined us for greatness, and anybody that wants to stop this greatness will be treated as an enemy. It doesn't matter what surname that person is having. It doesn't matter anymore. So, are you going to stand in the way of this progress and great awakening? The ball is in your court. On Yoruba Republic we stand. Any other ground is a sinking sand. Nigerian project to us is dead and buried. So, long life Yoruba Republic. Long life Oduduwa Nation. On Yoruba Nation we stand. Okay. So, this is Diamond Hills. Drop your comments. Let it be interactive. Press the notification bells. Subscribe to our channel so that whenever we drop our thought-provoking content, you will be the first to see it. Have a nice day. God bless you. Till we come your way next time, peace, and be a good Yoruba ambassador. God bless you. Bye.